We're not your average yachties, we're two mad keen fishermen chasing adventure around the world. This is John and I'm Trevor. Join us as we go in search of the untouched surfing, fishing and diving spots around the world. Tune in every Monday, subscribe and follow us as we share our adventures with you. Morning everybody. We're at 7:30. I'm trying to think what day it is. Sunday. I'm not sure of the date. But yeah, somewhere around the 10th, 11th, where are we? 13th of December. And yeah, we've just left Sao Nicalau. You'll see it in the background maybe. Left this morning at 4 o'clock from Marty's place and motored up to the point. Absolutely no wind, beautiful evening. Got the first gust at about 12 knots, turned into the wind, put up the main, still with a second reef in because I wasn't sure what was going to happen. Almost went to a first reef, left it though, and came around the corner and bang, 25 knots out of dead calm. Anyway, so yeah, intuition was right. Anyway, we motor got up to 9 knots for a while. Then you come into the lee of the bay here. Basically show you where we are now. That's the sort of bay there. We lost the wind completely over here. Ended up like doing 2 knots. Turned up into the wind. Dropped a slab out. So we went into a first reef there. Turned and then motored up to where we are now. And whoops, we're back up to 17. At 20 knots apparent. 15, 17. And yeah, motoring along at 9 knots now with full jib and a single reef. So yeah, it's man, from nothing to needing 2 reefs, which was just perfect, 25 knots, to nothing again, and now back up to there we got 17, 22 knots apparent, and yeah, starting to motor again. So yeah, probably find I should have stayed with 2 reefs, but it all depends on how it goes across the journey. We're coming off the point now. You can see the angle of the wind. So we're on that compression zone again. So I'm expecting it to pick up a little bit, and then as we get out into this area here, I'm hoping she'll drop a knot or 2 or 3, and then she should be perfect with a single reef. But yeah, those are all thumb sucks from previous experience here. The forecast is actually for 14 to 16 today, mid-ocean, sort of between the 2 islands. So at the moment she's pretty spot on there. She's actually dropping down to 13. So yeah, I was thinking possibly there wouldn't be enough wind and I'd have to go into full sail, but I'd rather, as long as I make it there before it's dark, although I've been there plenty of times, it wouldn't be a hassle to go in there in the dark at Solray. It's always preferable to do it in the daytime, just in case something goes wrong and that you have some sort of problem, that you still have some daylight to sort stuff out. You know, with full crew fine, but on my own it's better to be a little bit more cautious. So yeah, I had a really good sleep last night. Alarm woke me at 3:30. I think it's the first time I've slept past 12:20, 12:30 for some reason or other. That's been like my wake up every night. It's just your, I think, subconscious, your mind knowing you're on your own and just wanting to check stuff at night and make sure everything's okay. So yeah, all good. Sea's not bad. Little chop on it, flat so far. The swell's supposed to have come down a lot today. There was a 2.2 running yesterday. It should be down to 1.4 today. And then we've got a big swell, or 2 big swells coming from the northwest in the next 2 weeks. So yeah, hopefully Solray, hopefully a few waves and a relax and a bit of R&R and a few drinks with the boys, and yeah, and then please Terry's passport, please Home Affairs. I need to get my crew back. And as always, when we do these inter-island things, I'm making water. You can see I've got 3 hours 27 remaining. Off starboard tank's pretty empty, and I'm filling my port forward, which is a 700 litre tank, and yeah, working on getting those guys full. so that once I get to Sao Ray in the dirty water on the inside, I don't have to make water for a while. On my own, it's probably last, I don't know, maybe 2 to 3 weeks, I suppose, if I used everything. But yeah, I always keep the tanks topped up. Same with the fuel. I put all our excess tanks into the tanks yesterday. They absolutely chock-a-block full, and I'll fill the spare 5 tanks I've got when we get to Sao Ray. It's just a precautionary thing, you just never know. And when you may not be able to get fuel for some weird reason, these days freaking anything's possible. Anyway, that's all part of running the boat, and yeah, part of the game. Well, she didn't really settle down, but she's sitting at around about 17, 18, goes up to 20, comes back down again. So we've probably got 5 knots more than what was forecast. We're around the point now, so we're open ocean now. We're going between 15 and 20. Got a pretty wobbly sea running. It's quite a big swell, but other than that, pretty nice. Well, it's been a pretty slow day. All the water's full. We're now under full main and full jib. And so I've shaken out a second reef to a first reef to full sails. Wind, instead of picking up from 12 to 13 going to 15, was gone in the opposite direction, and we're down to 11 now, even down to 8.5 when I shook out the main in the last reef. At least we're doing 7 knots now, 6. A really shitty, lumpy sea, and yeah, we still got 25 miles to go, and it's our ETA is falling further and further behind. We're now looking at 6 o'clock, so that's dark already. So yeah, this place, your plans never seem to work out. It never is what is expected. So yeah, you got to adapt. So we've gone through second, first, full. We've done just about the whole ambit. Happy to say we haven't had to put a third reef in. Yeah, mellow sailing day. A lot of flying fish. Keep on thinking you're going to see a marlin out here, although this time of the year is wrong, but there's always a chance. Dragging a line, a teaser, so almost there. We've got another 6.5 miles, and we've got some 14 knots, 17 transparent. And we're chipping along at about 8 knots, between 7.5 and 9. So yeah, it's been a nice sail. 2 miles out. Oh, there comes a bit of a gust. Just about to start the motors. Jib away, and then the main really overcast. See the pirate ship still here. Okay, what's your problem? Let's get a bit more into the wind here. A little bit of a swell running. It's supposed to pick up from tomorrow. So there's already a bit of movement. There was a fair bit out in the mid channel as well, so get us straight into the wind here. Water. Pick up the slack on the main. Unlocker. Center the going to. It's just got a bit of wind there. Let me just get a little bit more into wind there. This wind is terrible around these islands, man. It'll always shift. It's like it can shift 30-40 degrees all the time. So when you're trying to do this, you think you've got to center it, but not really. Okay, baby. The topping lift's good. She's off a bit again. Autopilot battling to hold her as well. Come on. It's almost better to do this. Almost better to do this by hand. Just keep looking. I find putting her up is easier. Just trying to. How those lazy jacks are. Okay, drop them down a little bit. I'm gonna try and get this. I'd love to flake this sail by hand one day in light conditions. Go, gone dog. Okay. Oh, this doesn't look that well flaked. It needs to be flaked so you can regain her memory. Anyway, that's about it. Just a matter of tidying up now. Get her on a course here. The jib up. Okay. I'm gonna go on top and pull all the lines in, check everything's okay, put the restrainer on. I should actually have some flipping shoes on here, but anyway. foolish reefs over here, you gotta watch out, it's pretty shallow. Okay, take line. And just travel over. Pull over to the other side. Pull that strainer up and stop that noise. That's it. Sunset. One more thing to do. Tension this headboard. That should be good to go. That's it. Gonna get an anchor in the water. Yeah, well, we've pretty much covered all of the sailing aspects over the slow period. Next week we've got some good swelling coming. So subscribe and join us for a more action-filled episode next time round. Thanks for watching. Cheers.